Welcome back, YouTubers. Ryan here with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Thanks for joining me. Taking a look at yet another collaboration beer from Stone. This time it is with Fatheads out of Cleveland and Bear Republic up in Northern California. So this is TBA. I believe it stands for Texas Brown Ale, which is a sort of homage to an old style of American brown ale that I guess was kind of developed in Texas. It says it's an ale brewed with brown sugar and molasses. So let's get this thing cracked open. On the back it says they're using Columbus Bravo Brewers Gold, and for the first time ever, for Stone at least, they're using Cascade hops. So it's good that the other two guys, other two brewers, talked them into using Cascade hops for the first time, because I guess it was something they were never really interested in. So this is supposed to be, you know, a brownish looking ale, and it's pretty spot on brown. I mean, out of the light, it has a very light, almost reddish tinge to it. If you hold it up to the light, you definitely get some like burnt orange into ruby red notes. About a finger of very dark off-white head. It's like kind of almost yellowish tinge to it. Let's get the aroma on it. Get a mix of hops and malt coming through. Tends to be sort of piney, earthy, like spicy notes on the aroma, and a touch of grapefruit. So there's probably some of that Cascade coming through. I believe Brewer's Gold is supposed to have a spicy floral characteristic to it. Certainly get some of that. There's definitely a sweetness to the hops, but then there's some of that kind of more resiny, bitter grapefruit note to it. Maybe a bit of like a toastiness coming through the malt. Temperature wise, I'm not sure where I have this. Maybe 45 to 50, somewhere in that range right now. So it's maybe a little too cool to pick up some of the malt character on the nose. But let's dig in. Cheers. Yeah, they said it was a hopped up brown ale. Definitely getting that. But there's a good sweetness in there. That's good. Definitely some lingering hop bitterness, but there's a good amount of sweetness in there. It's still hop forward, but some decent kind of balance within that hop forwardness. I forgot to give you guys the ABV, which I don't even know what it is. It's 7.1%, so they call it an extra hoppy brown ale on the bottle. Yeah, it's definitely up in the IPA level in terms of bitterness, or the IBUs on this as well. I don't see any, but definitely want to drink this one fresh. Up front I get this big fruitiness, and I'm trying to figure out, well, it's really hard to pinpoint. It's not, it's maybe like a ripened apple sort of combined with maybe a very slight berry note. It's kind of hard to describe. It's just this fruitiness that hits you first, and there's like the sugary character. Molasses definitely comes through in the taste. That brown sugar, you know, it's not going to get completely fermented out, so I mean, it's probably providing a little bit of flavor, but a big like fruitiness up front, and then it kind of turns into this really biscuity, bready note to it, like just big like toasted malt character, almost like they took the malts and toasted them in the oven. I kind of get that kind of flavor midway through. Not really any dark malts coming through flavor-wise, but based on the color, I don't think they are using any like roast barley or anything. Definitely some caramel, like crystal malt characteristics too within that kind of sweetness. So then midway through is when the hops start to show up too, and you start getting some of that bitterness. It sort of just kind of builds towards mid-tongue to the back of your tongue, and really builds up. It definitely has a more earthy, herbal sort of hop bitterness to it. There's a touch of that citrusy kind of bitter grapefruit character to it. And then it finishes dry with some lingering kind of piney, grapefruity hop character. And then I get a touch of like a wheat character on the back end too, as far as like a malt characteristic. I'm really liking TBA. I'm going to go B+ with this one. I think it's pretty enjoyable. It's pretty different. It's got some good malt character and good hop character to it. And I like they did an homage to an old style of American ale that you just don't really see too much these days. So good job Stone teaming up with Fatheads and Bear Republic for this one. So until next time, please comment, subscribe. Cheers.